Well, hi. So, I'm out here in the woods. Got my Rightline Truck Tent with me. Back in February or March, I did a setup and a rain test for it. And I had a lot of people commenting on the gaps that happened right here when I set it up. People had different ways to do it. So right now we're going to set it up again and try out your ways to do it. Here we go. Okay, so the best way to start this out, find your door, put the strap underneath it, and start setting up around the sides. Make sure all these little hooks are dangling down. Okay, so on the corners, wrap the corners around the back of the bed and the bulkhead, or the cab, whatever you want to call it. Just latch it on down there. You can tighten this one up just a little bit just to keep this intact. You can see it has this edge. You just wrap it around the corner, feed your first hook down underneath, and you can tighten that up just enough to keep it on. Alright, so this is where people say I've been doing it wrong. Everybody who watched the other video, or a lot of people, not everybody, who watched the other video, are telling me that this orange strap feeds down between the tailgate and the bed. However, that's not. So first off, the truck has these D-rings right here, which are directly next to where they're saying to put that down. They're saying if I do that, that'll cure the gap. And you can actually see the gap right now. I don't think that's going to work. Mainly because it's a pain in the ass to feed this down there. And underneath, there's nothing for this carabiner to hook onto. So, hooking it onto that makes the most sense. I have tried to put it down in this gap, it just does not fit. I could lift the tailgate up a little bit, I suppose, but that just makes it way more of a hassle, and why not just hook it onto here when it's so close anyway. So we're going to tighten this up just a little bit, this side, and we're going to do the other side. Alright, so again, it is a gigantic pain in the ass to feed those orange straps down into between the tailgate and the bed. I tried it, it doesn't fit. I lifted the gate up, it still didn't fit, and underneath there's nothing to hook up to. So having that is simply pointless, and that O-ring is really close to where they said anyway, so it just doesn't work. But I did have another thought. We have this strap here. So I'm wondering if I took this hook and went in through here, and obviously no, that's not going to work. Maybe, no, this gap is going to remain. If I come over that way a little bit to where there's nowhere to hook up to, I mean, I could go way, I can't even go that far over. Thinking maybe I could hook it up by the wheel well. That's not going to happen either. There's just nowhere to hook up to get rid of those gaps. And even if I did, they still wouldn't get rid of the gaps. Got this thing as loose as it can go. It has to go right here. That's just the end of it. There's just nowhere else for it to go. So next thing we got to do is hook these straps up. And this one just goes like that. Tighten it up just a little bit. This one over here goes under the wheel well. Tighten that up just a little bit. And we can tighten this back one up. So in the last video I did about the Rightline Truck Tent, I gave bad information about the poles. This is one of the poles right here. You can see it has an orange strap right at the end. This is one of the frame poles. The other pole, the last pole, does not have one of these. There's two of them with these orange tabs and one of them without. The one without goes over the doorway. Let me show you what I mean. Here's the second pole with the orange tabs. These poles in this tent are actually pretty good. They are fiberglass, but I don't see them breaking unless I put some serious tension on them, which I'm not going to be doing. And they just go in through the sleeve on either side of the tent. And right here you have a pocket for it. Now you can see this pocket has an orange stripe on it that actually does indicate that that's where this particular pole goes. And it's like that all the way around. The last pole goes up through a sleeve right above the door. Then the pole feeds down into a pocket that has no yellow marker on it. You can see the pole has no marker on it. Slides into there, clip that on, and go do the same thing on the other side. Alright, she's set up. Look at that huge gap right there. And the other one is on the other side. There's nothing that can fix this. I could have taken these straps down through here between the tailgate and the bed, and it still would not done nothing to clear up that gap. Not that gap on that side, and not that gap on that side. This is a poor design. Now I will say that Rightline does make truck tents for different size trucks. I happen to have a 5.5 foot bed. They also make them for up to, like, I think it's like 7.5 foot. It's very possible that the people who have shown this have the bigger bed, and maybe it just works better. Like, they didn't change the design for the smaller bed, they just made a smaller tent. May need to think about doing that, Rightline. May need to think about doing that. The other problem I had last time I was doing this was the zipper. The zipper tended to get bound up right around here. Now maybe it doesn't look like it's going to this time, so maybe I did something different and I'm not just seeing it. It was raining and it was cold last time, and I was it felt like I was in a little bit of a rush. So let's check out the zipper real quick and see if it works. Oh. Nope. So the zipper is actually bound up on the bottom this time, which is kind of strange. Last time it was bound up right here, now it's bound up on the bottom. So you can see right here, the tent has a corner that it goes around the tailgate. It is super tight. I've actually gone through and loosened things up a little bit, see if I could make it work better. It's not. Yeah, nothing's loosening up. This one's actually already really loose. The thing is so tight. See if I can get it now. I loosened everything up and made a few small adjustments. See if we can get close. Nope. Okay. Got it to close. But everything's all loosened up now. Okay, so this tent is a poor design. Through and through. There's actually some seams tearing over on the other side. It's got the huge gaps. There's the whole zipper issue. I don't know what the hell. I've never had a tent with this many issues with a zipper. I tighten one area up, and the zipper on the bottom doesn't want to close. I loosen that up, and the zipper on the top doesn't want to close. It is a poor, poor, poor design. Rightline makes these tents for various size trucks. You have everything from the F250 all the way down to the 5'5" Tacoma bed, which is what I have. It's just a bad design. There's no way fan of it. It held up quite well in the rain, which was nice, but it didn't. Putting it up is a pain in the ass. Feeding the straps through the tailgate is fine, except there's nowhere to connect it to. So what's the point? Anyway, yeah, and I'm gonna get a. I think what would actually solve the problem with the gaps anyway is a bed or a mat, a floor mat. That would actually seal up the gaps, and it would seal up the gap between the tailgate and the bed, which is obviously going to be there no matter what you do. But these right here are huge, and they're gonna let in mosquitoes. I don't know what the hell is going on with the zipper. I don't. I tighten it up in one area. The bottom is impossible to close. I tighten it, I loosen it, and the top is impossible to close. I don't know how they've worked this whole zipper thing out, but this is a crappy design. I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for watching this. I appreciate all the feedback on my last video. I wish some of it would have worked. It didn't. That's it.